It's Caroline. I love you guys. How are you guys today? Guys, let's talk about binging when on the keto diet. When you just have to have something and you are jonesing to just snack. It happens to all of us. Trust me when I tell you, I understand. You know, for years and years and years, we ate the wrong way. We put the wrong foods in our bodies. We snacked until we were so gorged that we couldn't even eat another bite. And we gained weight. I mean, it happens. That's pretty much the American way lately, it seems. So when you're doing the keto diet, you know, it's really hard sometimes to adjust back to not gorging on food or not overeating or not over snacking. You know, we're restricting our carb intake. We are eating moderate protein. And we're eating high fat, but sometimes we just have a moment where we feel like we need to eat. We feel like we need to snack. Maybe we're watching a football game. Maybe we're, watching our Real Housewives season 5 or whatever. We're going to just kind of binge watch Netflix or who knows what. And sometimes you just want to snack. And those are the moments that you can often make really, really bad choices. So I want to talk about that today because I know a lot of you had just started on the keto diet after the first of the year and are doing great. I'm so proud of all of you guys. And some are having a little bit of a bumpier time than others because the keto flu is brutal. Brutal. We all know. If we've been doing keto, we know the keto flu can be brutal. But usually about a couple of weeks in, sometimes less for people, or sometimes months in, you'll have a moment where you just can't get enough to eat, where you just feel like, I have got to eat something. I want to eat something. I want to crunch. I want to snack. And I want to talk to you about what I do. Because, listen, cheating on the keto diet happens. We all have moments like that. Or feelings of wanting to cheat on the keto diet. And sometimes I'll feel like, oh my gosh, I just want to cheat. But I really don't want to have those same feelings that I had before where I was bloated or my knees ached or I couldn't sleep or I had anxiety. I would get anxiety before I was on the keto diet often. And I guess all of the inflammation and all of the bad foods that I was eating was causing that anxiety. I didn't know. Of course, I was medicated or whatever because of it. But once I actually got all of that junk out of my system and started doing the keto diet, I realized I felt better than ever and I wasn't having any signs of anxiety. So that was really helpful to me. All right, so here's what I do. So if I am having a day where I just want to binge eat, okay, and I'm not, I'm not a huge binge eater, generally speaking, but there are times when I'm watching shows or I'm, sitting at night and my husband's getting snack after snack and I just want to binge eat too. So here's what I try to do, and maybe I can give you some, tips that will help you too, just in case you have these moments as well. What I do is I always try to have on hand items that are keto friendly. And I will start out first. Now remember, when you're on the keto diet, one of the things about eating high fat is fats will keep you satiated. In other words, fats will keep you from being hungry. So that's one of the things that works. If you eat cereal, let's say, and cake and things like that, you will not be satisfied. You'll eat until you are, full, and then you'll probably want something later on. If you eat 6 pieces of bacon and 2 boiled eggs, you're probably not going to be hungry because that fat keeps you satisfied. And you can't eat that much of it because it's fat, and your body will be like, I'm done, no more. So the first thing that I do is I always keep things that are on hand that are higher in fat and very low in carbs. So what I will do is I make sure that I always have a baggie of bacon and a baggie of sausage or sausage cheese balls. And I will post below this a link to my recipe for sausage cheese balls. Those are really satisfying. They taste great. And that's something that you can really eat on because it's very, very low carb. But when I'm first feeling the urge to binge, what I do is I first eat some olives. All right, I like green olives, and I get those jumbo green ones that are stuffed with like blue cheese or, jalapeno cheese or whatever. And I will grab about 4 of those. Now, olives do have some carbs in them, so you have to be careful. So it's not a no-carb food, but it's a high good fat. And they do make you satisfied, and they're salty. So if you eat olives, I do suggest you keep some of those on hand. That's the first thing that I do because I know it's good in fat, and I know it's going to give me a crunch, and it's got really strong flavor. So I'll do that. I'll usually do about 4 of those first. All right, and then from there, if I'm still wanting something, which usually I am, I will usually go to like celery with a cream cheese, or you could do like mix cream cheese with shredded cheese and bacon and a little bit of sour cream to kind of loosen it up a little bit. Melt your or soften your cream cheese and mix that all together. And that's a really high fat, low carb. So I will get some celery sticks and I'll dip it in that, and I'll eat on those a little bit. Aldi does make a dip that has those ingredients. It's a cream cheese and bacon and shredded cheddar, but it does have a little bit more ingredients than just the basics, because obviously for preservatives and things like that. But it's still very low in carb. It's like 1 carb per serving. But anyway, you can make that yourself. So I would probably go with that. So I've got the crunch of the celery. The celery is extremely fibrous, so it's very, very filling. That fills you up really quick, and I get that crunchy thing. Now, then, if I'm still wanting something, I will probably, so that I feel like I'm really snacking, I'll throw in the oven either pepperoni slices or salami slices and with some cheese on top. So I will take those, I'll lay them on a parchment paper on a cookie sheet, I'll put some cheese on them, and then I'll bake those in the oven. Sometimes I just broil them depending on how quick I want them, or sometimes I'll, bake them for about, 10 minutes maybe on like 375, 400. And those are really good because those are tasty and it feels like you're kind of eating like a pizza thing maybe. They're like very low carbs. If you use a, super low carb cheese, remember you want to try to shred your own cheese if you can. I don't always shred my own cheese. I do buy some shredded cheese if it's on sale, but generally I'll buy a giant block of like a mozzarella, and then I'll shred that, and then I could just use that all the time because it's like super low carb. And so I'll just put those, salami or pepperoni bites, and make sure that you're buying the ones that are 0 carb or very low carb, less than 1 carb. Some of the salamis and some of the pepperonis will have additional ingredients in there with sugar or some other things. So you want to make sure that you're buying the ones that are very, very low carb. So keep an eye on that. And I'll just put some cheese on them and I'll cook them up. Sometimes I like them super, super crispy. And other times, I just want it melted. So it's up to you however you want to go. Now, the next thing that I would do if I really wanted something is I'd probably take like some lunch meat. I usually have a like butterball sliced turkey in my refrigerator, and I go to the deli section and I specifically ask for the butterball roasted. It has 0 carbs. And so I don't get one of the ones that are like honey turkey, honey ham, anything like that. And you can ask the person at the deli counter if they will check the label and tell you how many carbs per serving. Some of them have carbs, so be careful about that. But I like the butterball. It has 0 carbs. So I will have them slice that. So what I'll usually do at that point is I will lay out. I like it like this. Now you could eat it just cold. You could put maybe like some turkey and some provolone, some spicy mustard, and do a little roll up. Or I will put them in the oven, and I lay out my turkey and I will put provolone on top of it, like shredded provolone or mozzarella, whatever. And I will broil that in the oven. So the turkey gets a little bit crispy on the outside, the cheese is nice and melted, and then I'll put a little bit of spicy mustard in there, and then I'll roll it up. So you could do a turkey roll up, you could do ham roll ups, you could do roast beef roll ups, you can do salami roll up, whatever you wanted to do, you could do it like that. And I like to heat that up and roll them up, and they're very filling. So that's something that you could, eat on that's a very low or no carb snack. I don't even think it has any snacks. I mean, it has any carbs. Unless you're eating a cheese that has it, it's probably going to be about 0 carbs. One of the other things is you could make up an egg salad, just using eggs. Eggs are very, very filling and lots of fat that's in the yolk. So you could do like a little egg salad. You could do a little tuna salad or a chicken salad, that you can dip either your celery in, or there is a product that's called Wisps, and I know that there's others that are out there that are basically a cheese chip that has 0 carbs. They're just a cheese chip. They give you that crunch. Also, you're using it as a dip, so you can eat that, and that's a good dip. So, those are some of my go-to things that I do when I'm really, really wanting something. I almost always will start out with olives, because olives has that, that salt in it that you're wanting, and that crunch and a lot of flavor. So that's one of the things that, that I'll go for right off the bat. Now, let me see here. The other thing that I do is, like, if I'm sorry, my phone's going off, so I'm just going to shut off the sound on that. If I'm really, feeling like, wow, I am very hungry tonight, I've already eaten everything, there's a very good possibility that I probably didn't get my fats in for that day. Now, I drink coffee, and I drink iced coffee. I'm drinking my iced coffee right now. This iced coffee right here, what I did was I just, made my regular coffee. I put some heavy whipping cream in my cup, and then I just put the hot coffee in and mixed it together. And then in my Yeti, I just filled it up with ice, and I just pour that coffee right over it, and that's how I make my iced coffee. You can add your skinny syrup to it if you wanted to for a little extra flavor. I'm used to it now at this point with no sweetener, which is super hard to believe because I was a major French vanilla creamer person before I started keto, but this satisfies me, I drink it. But anyway, if I haven't gotten my fats in during the day, or enough fats, sometimes what I will do at night is I will make a decaf coffee. I cannot drink regular coffee at night, or I will be up all night long wired for sound. So I'll make a decaf. I went at a thrift store, I went and got a little mini coffee pot just for this purpose. It was like $3 at the thrift store. And what I do is I just make up a little mini pot of the decaf coffee, and I will make a bulletproof coffee at night. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll do like butter and coconut oil, and I'll put a little bit of heavy whipping cream, and then I'll put some like a pumpkin spice or a cinnamon in it, and I will use my frother, and I'll froth that up really good. I have a little handheld frother. I'll post a link below this video also for the so you can see which one that I actually use. And then I'll put a little bit of spray heavy whipping cream on top of that. And it makes me feel like I'm, drinking some kind of delicious little hot drink, which I am. And also that fat that's in the coffee will give me, that extra boost that I need to feel satisfied. So that's something else that I do. So I wanted to give you guys some of these tips, because I know a lot of you are struggling with that because you're used to snacking at night. I was used to snacking too. And even now that I'm fat adapted and I'm actually, on the keto diet for quite a while now, I still have those moments that I want some snacks. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. Guys, if this will help any of your friends that are trying to do low carb or keto, I would really appreciate it if you would hit the share button right below this video and share it with your friends so that they can join in on this lifestyle too. I know that it just has made me feel so much better. I am not achy, I am not bloated, I'm much more clear-minded, and I'm losing weight on top of it. So I know that a lot of you guys are loving it too. Stick it out. It really does work. You are going to feel so much better. So I'm going to be posting a lot of recipe videos and some other things on my YouTube channel. I'm just getting geared up for that, and I'm going to show you some of my easy recipes on how I put together dinners super fast that the whole family will love, and on the cheap most of the time, and also keto friendly. So do me a quick favor too, and please subscribe to this channel, my YouTube channel, and if you'll hit the little bell that's right below this video, that will give you a notification when I post a new video so that you don't miss out on anything. All right, I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Please feel free to comment below. I'll do my best to answer all of the comments and help you in any way that I can. See you soon. Bye.